Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of our Divinity Original Sin 2 playthrough. I've been running around town a little bit. I've spent some time off of camera doing some pretty heavy inventory management, looking for skills and those kinds of things. There's a few things I picked up along the way and a few things that I have played around with, but I haven't really accomplished anything in the game itself. There's one little part of town up here we have not really finished yet. There was a lady over here in the bushes. It's trying to get my attention. I need to go talk to her, but we have not yet been over to this house, which is the Meistr's house. And the truth of the matter is, unless I'm mistaken, the gallows, there was a reference in my journal to the Meistr being on the gallows, so I'm going to need to check into a couple things real quick. See if my situation here has changed. I don't know. Let's go see what this gal wants.
Please, please, could you help me?
Dashing June.
Where is it? Where is it? Sir, please, have you seen a small burlap pouch lying about? Blast! It's gone for good.
She rubs a hand over her smooth head, then suddenly looks up at you. Her great greenish gold eyes are alive with worry.
There isn't any chance you could spare a moment to help me look, could you? I wouldn't dare ask it if it weren't terribly important.
Oh, Aefon's gonna take, we're either gonna get jumped in the bushes or Aefon's gonna get laid. I'm not sure
Tears
which.
star her eyelashes, and she begins to weep.
I know. What a crybaby I am. It's just, you're so kind. It's been a difficult day. The pouch. I really must find it back, or my master will flay me alive. It had quite a sum inside it. Magister Raymond. He bade me take the coins to purchase supplies for his journey, but I dropped it along the way. He's sure to think I stole it.
She tilts her head back and blinks back tears.
I'd never do such a thing. Never.
What about the part where I asked where it was? Can I do that? Can I go back and do that, please?
Honest work. What I wouldn't give. But I'm an indentured servant to Magister Raymond. I'm legally bound to work for him and him alone for the rest of my tenure.
It's only $250 and I did sell a bunch of stuff. And I can't...
She reaches out as though to shake your hand, but stumbles, falling a little into your arms. She laughs as she pushes off of you. She reaches lightly into your pouch. She stands up, straightens herself, and skillfully tucks some of your gold coins into her waistband.
Ha! Lucian's legs. No one's ever felt me lift him off him. You're good. Ain't that the truth? So, can I keep the gold? Come on. I really do need it. Swearsies.
Mm-hmm.
You really want to know? The Magisters took the love of my life down to Fort Joy. Did you hear they're turning sorcerers into those freaks? I don't know if it's true, but I'm not going to wait to find out. I'll die before I'll let them do that to Butter. So I need money. For a boat, for a crew, enough to bribe someone into letting her go. I'll find a way.
Ooh.
She freezes, then starts to visibly tremble.
You met her? Really? How was she?
Butter.
Was she healthy? What'd she say?
Was Butter the girl in the
What'd you
kitchens?
say? How did she seem?
Is that where we made plans?
Really? She told you to meet her in Arcs? Mentioned the two of you had a special connection, right? Funny lass. Pulling that old scheme even in a prison camp. It's a good thing you didn't, bub. She would have robbed you blind. You seem like a good sort. And this is the first news I've heard of my gal in far, far too long. Take these, eh? They're yours. And your gold back, too. Plenty of other marks in the sea. Good luck to you.
So, we didn't get robbed. And she gave us some new gloves. Crap, where are they? There they are. Wits thievery, huh? That could be good for Japic, potentially. What's on your gloves, friend? 16 and 12, 1 thievery. So, a little less armor. But I would gain wits, poison resistance, additional thievery, and some movement. I think that's a good deal. I think that worked out pretty well. I lost a skill, but it's a skill I don't use, so is that so bad? Path and the Pilgrimage. That's not the button I want. Read it. Okay. Well, that was not what I anticipated, but there we go. So this is the house we're supposed to come up to. Flower pots. Elizabeth.
You can't go in there, mister. The Meistr isn't home and the Magister's locked her house up for her.
Elizabeth has an animal hide.
They was very angry about it. They said mean things about the Meistr and they left a mess, a big one. She's my friend. She was one of the Magisters once. She was very high up. She used to look for god people and help them. But then she stopped that and just stayed in the house all the time. She used to play with me, but then the Magisters took her away, they did. They took her outside the village.
Oh, that might be what I was seeing in my log.
I'm not allowed outside the village.
She looks around theatrically to see if there's anyone listening.
When the wind blows from over the stream, I can hear the Meistr. I can hear her crying.
She gives you a look of the darkest meaning. Then she takes a deep breath, puts on a happy smile, turns, and skips away.
Okie dokie. Open sesame. What did it just say? Did it say it couldn't? Thievery failed. Can't be picked, okay. Well, I don't see another door. Alright, well I guess that's about everything in town then. I'm gonna head back outside the town and see if I can't see if I can't go back to the gallows, see if Siva is there. I have a compass point that kind of keeps flashing at me and I don't know why. When it's on the bottom, it's like, I wonder what that's about. Or have we not been to the gallows yet? Oh, saving.
Please, why would I I kill Lucian's second most charming son?
The lizard hangs from the gibbet, her face blooded and her scales
Hey, I found her.
discoloured. Her eyes are closed, but her tongue flickers
This
as
is a
you
trophy called the
approach.
Meistr.
Welcome to Driftwood, God-woken.
One bloody eye cracks open, glittering gold appearing from beneath the swollen lid.
She's, looked like she's had better days.
Chased you all the way here from Fort Joy, did they? Very well then, cut me down. There is work to be done. Or indeed you could stand there gawping as if you were a cow ordered to dance a reel. This is a masterful performance. I would applaud it, but well.
I think the guards here are not going to be happy with that. Give me a second.
The Meistr bares her teeth, stained a deep pink by her blood, and growls.
Melody is unfortunately mistaken. I cannot train you, but I can certainly help you on your path. As long as I am free of this rope. Because along with torture and interrogation, the Magisters found space in their schedules to purge me, that's why. They spent quite some time at it too. Apparently I was a rich vein to be mined. And now I hang powerless as any butchered carcass.
The lizard grimaces, shifting awkwardly as she
How
dangles.
did you know?
I am in intense pain. You are either insufferably cruel or insufferably stupid.
Yeah, this whole thing with Melody just kind of got me on edge, and I'm not in a big hurry.
Insufferably cruel. How charming. It was obvious, Godwoken.
Obvious
You will
because...
whip it thin, implying you've been a captive. Your wrists have seen the sun, but your neck has not, so you sported a collar, not shackles. Thus you escaped Fort Joy.
Doesn't mean I'm godwoken.
After an escape, any sane creature would rest, but the bags under your eyes indicate you haven't. Why not? You must have been chased. Thus... thus you must have been important. No one important escapes a prison without help, and no one frees sorcerers bar the Seekers. They thought you were worth saving, and thus I surmise you are godwoken. Now, an important person does not come to Driftwood unless they seek someone even more important than themselves, so I further surmise you are here for me and will help me down. Now! By the Seven, where are you going?
Hold on a second, would you? Silent Watcher,
Come now. Is this
Execution.
A Magister guard approaches. Behind her, on the gallows, two lizards. One in a Magister uniform hangs dead from her neck. The other hangs from her hands, still alive.
got anything to trade for? A frost grenade.
Step away from the prisoner!
Please, why would I kill Lucian's second most charming son?
That's internal order business. You do well to leave it alone. Let's
Oh,
just
boy.
say Zeus and there was of help to sorcerers and leave it at that. She's hanging by her hands because the boss don't want her dead just yet. She's a tough one, Meistr Seaver. She's a seeker and she's a bloody traitor. What have you heard? Have you heard that they killed our beloved Alexander?
Oh, they did.
She was part of the order.
That was me.
Knew Alexander personally. Alexander trusted her, at least as far as you can trust a lizard. To repay that trust, the Meistr gave Alexander up to his enemies. She wasn't there when Alexander fell, but White Magister Raymond uncovered the truth. She's as guilty as any of them, and I reckon she got off lightly.
I bet
I'd
not.
have had her
I
flayed
mean, the whole
alive with a
truth.
salted bullwhip.
Necessary?
You're going to... what, now? She betrayed Alexander. I'd sooner die than free her.
I'd rather die than free her. How would 10 gold change your opinion? No, I don't think that's gonna work so good. Yep. I've got a writ here, lady.
Never know what that guy wants next. Fine. Have fun.
Run, run. Oh, that was just the lady leaving. Now then.
Well, have you found time in your busy schedule to do your duty? Be quick about it. Who knows when that Meistr might return? God's teeth, it feels good to move again. Now, best scurry off before that Meistr wanders back. Meet me at my home in Driftwood, and we can see what you're made of.
Hobble, 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 hobble. I can't even talk to her right now. Okay, I'm trying to interact with that. Okay, body's got nothing. Although I have to admit, I almost would have relished that to be a combat. I mean, I'll kill them all eventually anyway, but... Back to Driftwood. And how is it she just walked through the gate without anybody giving two shits about it? One of my quests is to check back in on the chick up here. Counting. Oh, noes. Oh, is that Little Peeper? Oh, shit. Trophy earned, proud parent. Oh, the chickies are dead. Uh-oh.
Careful, sorcerer. The reddish-fleshed beasts here won't hesitate to string you up by your tail.
Well, oh shit, he's following me now. Okie dokie. What are we gonna do with the chicken, I wonder? Excuse me, gentlemen. What am I supposed to do with that damn thing? Nope, that's not what I wanted. Be a mother to it? Oidling.
Oh, we dwarves had a kingdom, and we will have it back. I won't always be sweeping, I'll be riding horseback. We dwarves had a kingdom, and a proud knight was I. I won't always be sweeping, for my kingdom I'll die.
Okie doke. Oh, actually, I wonder.
Heavens to Bessie, another one. More queer folk than commoners in Driftwood these days. Just look at you, tame owl, eyes of a wolf. You don't come from no farm, I can tell you that. Anyway, tavern's just down the road. Can't miss it. 'Cause that's where all the queer ones go. Clanking dwarves, dozy lizards. I even saw him drag a voidwoken down there in the dead of night. Don't know what's going on in that tavern, but it must be a freak show in there.
Well, that is an interesting summation.
Maybe I'm glad I ain't pulling carts of stinking fish round no more. But what's a beast to do if not pull? Here's hoping. I've heard many a bull that's been sold off after the work's dried up. I doubt they were happy.
Did you expect a needle?
Poison blocked. Wrong stairs. the Magister's house.
The Meister's back. She doesn't feel like playing, but
The Meistr sits slumped in a chair, looking around the room as she works her shoulder with one hand. It looks like it was dislocated by the gallows.
What kind of stuff has she got? Staffs, headdresses. I have to admit, I had a little bit of trouble. I was looking around for a way to be able to identify all of the items that I had found. I ended up having to, I leveled up during the interim. I got a bit of Lore Master for Japic, and then I was able to transmute myself into an elf using the Shapeshifter mask. And elves have a bonus to Lore Master, it turns out. So I was able actually to identify all the items I had found. So most of them were useless, but I was able to sell them off if nothing else. So that's good.
Damnable red cloak baboons ransacking my wardrobes, as if I would keep ancient valuable secrets in a pile with my unmentionables.
She takes a deep breath, and with a twist, a click, and a screech of pain, she shoves her shoulder back into its socket.
Crunch.
I swear by the seven, if we did not have more important matters to attend to.
Reaching across the table, she pulls a bowl of hot water towards her and fishes some bandages, a needle, and thread out of a box. She slowly starts to tend to her wounds.
And we're just going to stand there and watch her.
At least the barbarians were unable to club their way into my vault, so everything you need should be safe. In your case,
what
more
was
than
it
I
we need?
suspect, man, God or even a reptile can provide. However, we must soldier on. It is not enough to be God-woken in order to ascend to divinity. There is a process.
As she speaks, the Meistr uncorks a vial of shimmering liquid, sauce. She lets a couple of drops fall on her hand, but instead of infusing with her body, they quickly evaporate on her scales. She stares at the empty spot on her palm for a long moment before turning back to you, continuing as if nothing had happened.
A process by which God-woken may ascend. It begins with discovering your deepest self.
Oh, I gotta go on a soul
delving
journey?
into your own soul. Quite. We shall begin once
What
we
happens
have
next?
the tools we need from my vault. You may have been chosen God-woken, but becoming divine requires more than a supernatural pat on the head. Come, God-woken. It is time to see just how awake you are. Fortunately, the Magisters pay as much attention to art as they do to fashion. Kindly remove that painting from the wall.
Painting, what painting? That painting? Maybe I want to ransack your room before. No? Not that painting? Okay. This place really is a mess. You should tidy up in here. Painting, that painting maybe.
I pray my instructions will not be too technical for you. Push your talent for following simple instructions fills me with wonder and pride. Now, kindly go to the vault and enter the combination. I shall call it out as you go.
A stone door lies flush with the floorboards. Etched whorls in the granite frame a delicate rotary dial. Gleaming under the dim light, the metallic dial almost seems to wink at you. Taking your time, you carefully enter the combination. The metallic sounds of the tumblers falling within the mechanism let you know you entered the code correctly.
Excellent. Follow me. Your time is at hand, Godwoken. Feel free to look out behind you, my friend. Come speak with me when you wish to. And try not to break anything in the meantime.
Try not to break anything. Check. Oh, she's got a source tub back there. It's like the thing we found in Brackus's vault. So if we ever need to replenish our source, we can come here and do it. Oh, walking around.
Ancient runes, weird contraptions. This place is an Arcanist's dream.
Medusa head skill book. I was looking at buying one of those. I'm glad I didn't. Goodness. Okay. Treatise on humanity. Read it. Is there anything I need to know? Nope. Okay, good. Poison. Empty backpack. Oh. Barrow. Sack. I'll take some bread. Notes on Godwoken Ascension. That can be... I just had to buy a mortar and pestle too, damn it. Covered. Empty bottles. Ancient technology. An energy chest? Wow. The Source Orb is a tier 5 room, gives Venomous Aura, Mass Cleanse Wounds, and Evasive Aura. The Eternal Plate. We'll leave that alone now. Doesn't weigh anything, I guess I can have it. I don't know what the Source Orb is for, but I'll have it. Incinerator? Yeah, let's not do that. We're standing there. The most powerful scrolls are made with Source Orbs. They're source skills that you can cast at will without requiring a source. One example is to start writing a scroll you would write any pyrokinetic. With something sharp, we use a Source Orb as an ingredient. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Lots of stuff going on here. Songs and sonatas written by Kirill. If the waters may duly merge, then why not you with me? Okay. Yep, I don't care. Grotesque jars, my favorite. A potion. was our 30-minute mark. Did I read this one? Yeah. An ingredient
Opening the door,
cupboard.
you see a selection of ingredients thrown together in no particular order.
Okay. Japic should walk you through that. Thank you. He was the only one that had used source lately. Alright, let's talk to Master Siva. Oh, anything on her table I want to steal? I'm leaning towards no.
The Meistr is examining her wounds, prodding at this, wincing at that.
Do you know what it means to have the power of the divine, Godwoken? A chance, yes, but it is much more than that. No, becoming the divine means taking on the power of all the gods and the responsibility for all the races.
Oh, it does sound like a lot of work.
The divine was created by the gods to shelter us from the void.
Did I try to trade with her? I did. Okay, that's right.
The divine cannot use his power for anything else. Very well, then.
Responsible.
Let's see if we can't snatch divinity from the jaws of the void. The ritual itself is quite simple. Drop some blackroot in the bowl, mix in a little blood, set the concoction aflame, and then inhale the smoke. Ignore any feelings of dizziness, burning in your lungs, or a dire sense of existential dread. They're all perfectly normal, although you will need to sacrifice a little sauce along the way. Everything you need is here. Ingredients in the cupboard, sauce in the glowing fountain, ritual in the tome by the bookcase, even an incinerator to provide a flame.
The Meistr looks back at her wounds, curiously prodding them as fresh blood oozes out, staining her claws.
Once, although not by a god woken. My assistant did not believe that one had to be chosen by a god to become divine.
She waves a bandaged hand absent-mindedly, wincing slightly.
A headstrong and thoughtless girl, but the experience was... was quite educational. From observing her, I gather that the ritual involves inhaling the smoke, a lot of screaming, and a rather sudden death. Well, certainly. It is not my place to police the stupidity of others.
Oh, well said, well said.
I have to admit I was curious. Imagine if it had been a success. Why, then anyone could have ascended. Even I... Alas, success was beyond her reach. Quite fascinating to watch, though. I've never seen a body burn from the inside out before.
I think he would laugh, actually.
And do not lose anything. These ingredients are rare indeed. I'm not hiking back out to the cloisterwood to fetch you more blackroot.
So...
Opening the door, you see a selection of ingredients, thrown together in no particular order. After a quick rummage, you spot the blackroot, nestled between the grated dragon's tongue and drudene oil. You gather up the blackroot, obsidian lance, and ancient bowl, and kick the door of the cupboard closed.
Okay. What did she say I was supposed to do? Mix them. Should burn the mixture in the bowl with the cellar's incinerator, then inhale the smoke. cut ourselves with the lancet, and then mix the blood and black root. So, how do we do that? Combine with. Hooray for following instructions. Ah, crap, there it is. Black root. How do I get my blood? Am I doing it wrong? Ritual bowl, okay. Cut ourselves in the lancet. Not that I'm sure how we do that. Use it, okay, for the bloody lancet. Combine with the bloody lancet. Okay. Right. Blood and black root in the bowl. Burn the mixture in the incinerator and inhale the smoke. Drop that. Well, that's not very helpful. I said move it. Okay.
Good find.
Throw it specifically here. There we go. Okay, everybody off the incinerator. Alright, Japic, you are our fearless leader and officially the Godwoken hero, so let's do it.
As you suck the smoke deep into your lungs,
Here we
your
go.
vision
Let's get ready for a
starts to
trip.
swim and cloud. There is an intense pounding in your head, and you can feel the world fading. As the world fades away, you lose all sense of being grounded. You reach out, but you could feel yourself falling slowly, sinking into the depths of your own soul.
It's the deepest recess of my soul. But it looks like the Hall of Echoes.
The Hall of Echoes. What are we doing in here, huh? I see... Is that me? Yep.
Bathed in the half-light of these starless barrens, you spot a figure you could only describe as a second self. It looks haggard and weak, its very voice but a feeble echo of your own.
My chosen. Come. Come closer, so that you may see me as I truly am. You will see when you look me in the eyes.
The apparition clasps your face in its shaking hands. You suddenly feel your eyes tingle. Everything becomes brighter, sharper. Blacks and whites become glorious bursts of color, then fade back into their accustomed spectrum.
This is good, right?
Blind eyes. Shine brightly. Speak the spell and see.
You learn Spirit Vision. Cast the spell regularly to reveal a hidden world of ghosts lingering in the mortal realm. Oh. That's good, right?
Please, Speak the spell.
Speak the spell. So it's sorcery, and all it takes is just an action, so it doesn't need spirit vision for 10 turns.
Gone is the strange mirror image of yourself. Before you stands the god Rallic in all his spectral glory.
You know me now, don't you? I saved you from drowning. I blessed you, made you powerful. And now I've come to seek some power in return. Your god-woken soul is my last refuge, my last bastion. May as well make the best of what you have to offer.
Rallic nourishes himself from the source that abounds in your presence. You feel it deep down inside yourself.
Ah, yes. Just what I needed. I tell you, dying just doesn't become a god. The void itself is hunting down the gods, leeching us in ways we never thought possible. Droplet by droplet, we are being drained. We're battling for our very survival. It's a battle we're losing, and should we truly lose, all will be cast into oblivion.
Yeah, that's true. By hiding in my soul, he's turning me to a target.
Well, sort of. But by all means, let that be a motivator, not a cause for concern. You must realize that our fates are now as one, just as our souls are now as one. We are I.
Remind me to never use that sentence. We are I.
Together we are a force to be reckoned with.
Very.
But if we seek to survive the onslaught of the void, we stand no chance unless we become vastly more powerful than we are now. That means there is but one place we can go. The Well of Ascension. It is a lake.
Doesn't ring a bell.
A pool of pure source in which the powers of the Seven lie united. We gave them up freely to create the first divine. Each of us donated half of that which makes us gods. To bathe in the lake is to become our chosen. That is where the road to divinity leads, and you must be the first to reach it at all costs.
They gave away half that power just like that.
It was a time of selflessness and sacrifice in the face of our old enemy. It was an act of heroism and a dreadful mistake. A mistake we must rectify. The void is stronger than ever. A new divine won't be enough. You need to go to the Well of Ascension, not to bathe in the source of the Seven, but to take it. All of it. Only he who claims everything will be everything. The void's doom. This world's liberator. It's very simple, really. They will either bow to you or be undone.
Wow, this Raylet guy, I'm not so sure about him right now.
But of course, that is what they are saying to their own God-woken as we speak. We both know they won't bow, just like we both know you will never bow to them. Only one can become a god strong enough to safeguard our world. One, at the expense of all others. So make no mistake, my champion. Chances are the road to divinity will be paved with dead gods, their blood on your murderous hands.
That sounds lovely.
But don't let that dismay you. For these sins will be washed clean by the knowledge you committed them to save all of existence. To save your kin, and your loved ones, and the world they live in.
Yeah, I don't want to kill everybody.
Of course, the ends do justify the means. Life, or the eternal void. If you choose life, you choose the Well of Ascension. I will lead you there when you're ready, when you've become a true master of the Source, and speak the language of creation itself. Our journey will be fraught with peril. It is a pilgrimage of challenges that will require you to command Source like only a God-woken can, and wield its most powerful spell.
Hoarse laughter rolls and echoes into infinity.
You flatter me, my chosen. But if all I had to do was give, you would have long since have received. We are I now.
I'm telling you, we're not going to use this
Spells
sentence.
you need to know I will teach you when you are ready. But first, you must learn to channel the source in greater volumes. That is why you need to seek masters of the source. You must make them teach you, so that you may become a master in turn. So, return to Rivellon and seek out these sages where they dwell. Convince them to share with you their deep-seated bond with the source. Once you have, you may return to me here. Something
what did
that will
happen
make
to
you
our
understand
eyes?
that for a god, there is precious little difference between the living and the dead. Source is. It is a constant, a subject of neither time nor transience. All of life is source, and in source it is, immortally so. You have the vision of a god now. Eyes that can see spirits, the souls of the dead made manifest in source. Speak the spell during your peregrinations, and you will see them. Where the dead lie,
I
the
don't use
dead
that
linger.
word. The dead lie, the dead linger.
Best of luck, my champion.
So, we're good? We're good. Let's go. Take some more smoke.
The Meistr stares intently at you. Her eyes are tired and bruised, but determined.
I live.
Still alive? Gods above, there might be something to you after all.
She leans in, her bloody tongue flickering hungrily about your face.
Tell me, what did you see? What you know?
Yeah, we'll
She
talk.
sighs impatiently
She's been
as you
helping.
hack up the last of the green smoke.
You can't channel enough source? Gods be damned, why couldn't you have a nice simple problem? Finding an orc to dance the hornpipe, perhaps? I know exactly what must be done. You must find a master of source. And I could have helped you once, but no longer. The purging which the Magisters included as part of their service was quite efficient. They stripped me of my source. Not enough to silence me, but enough that I would not turn their insides to lime. Enough to sever my link to the font from which all source flows, and certainly enough that I cannot train you. So we must seek alternatives. Alas, the only source masters not yet hauled off to Fort Joy or turned into meat puppets are those too dangerous or cunning for the Magisters to contain. Sorcerers that allowed
That
their
sounds
power to
promising.
corrupt them. Many are wicked, cruel, vile, and generally not good teacher material, but we may have no others to turn to.
Sounds like fun.
These
Let's
are
go.
the kinds of creatures that grew bored pulling the legs from spiders and so moved on to people. Fun is not the word I would choose. However, it is the path we walk, no matter what the cost. No matter what is asked of you.
The Meistr doubles over in a violent coughing
Do you want
fit,
some healing? I got
struggling for
healing.
breath. After a few moments, she regains her composure, wiping a thin smear of blood from the corner of her mouth.
No matter what is asked of you, you must learn from them. And you do not seem to be paying attention. Sorcerers, evil, controlling your source, saving Rivellon, please. Please tell me at least some of this rings a bell. Your focus, your only focus, must be on finding these masters, on finding the secrets to divinity. Nothing else matters. The Magisters
Okay, where?
have kept
Come on,
ledgers
let's
with
get to it.
all-known sorcerers, especially the powerful ones not yet captured. They would be an invaluable resource, but do be careful not to get caught. I was their guest for a time, and I promise you the gallows was the most comfortable part of the experience. And if their barracks turns out to be as empty as their skulls, just try to keep an ear to the ground. There may still be powerful sorcerers hiding in these lands.
As she speaks, one of her wounds reopens, a dark red stain spreading across her tunic.
I wish there was more I could do, but in this condition, I would be more a hindrance than a boon. Godspeed. And remember, do whatever it takes.
Okie dokie. Well, we did it. I think that is going to be enough for this episode. I'm pretty sure we're going to run long on it, so I apologize for that. Let's have a little god vision for a moment. See if there's anything to see, like, hey, her dead helper. Ooh.
The spirit of an elegant elven woman materializes before you.
Alright, we'll talk to her, then we'll be done.
You can see me. A god woken in my presence. You honor me.
The spirit looks at you regretfully.
Why, lady?
It is hard to hear of such power and not covet it for yourself. I lie to myself and convince myself that I am special. But I am not special. I am dead.
And there you have it. Cool. Alright. Source is empty. Let's get that replenished, and we'll go find something to do. Japic signing off. See you all in the next one. Bye-bye.